All right, Henry McClure live. Okay, state of Kansas. Health Environment Laboratories. Look at that. Spending all our taxpayer money. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful buildings in Topeka. Look at that. Look at this thing. It has architectural features. Unbelievable. Okay, check this out. Look at this. This is the docking building. Another architectural beauty. Look at that. There's our capital right there. The capital of Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. The tallest building back there in the background is not the tallest one, but the one next to the Capitol is the Secretary of State's office. Look at that right there. That would be a good place. That would be the best place for a new Italian restaurant. Right there, right there. There's Topeka High. There's the Supreme Court. Look at these state office buildings. And look, just you're a block away from, 2 blocks away from downtown. Hey, we need some exercise. And plus, after you eat good Italian food, you want to walk it off a little bit, I'm telling you. So getting back to the office kind of will help in digestion. Topeka Boulevard. I'm going to make this in 2 parts. One part on the outside. Now we'll go inside, check it out. But I'll give you a little tour around town for a second. Show you how this whole thing works. Capital of Kansas, baby. Topeka. You know, I'm a 4th generation Topeka boy. I did not hate Topeka when I left. I'm happy to be home. But I want to be one of the guys that makes it a better place to live. Create an even playing field. You know, the thing is, if you open up the market to everybody, you'll attract new deals. Little car ride. We'll take a little car ride. Boy, there's history behind that silver statue right there. That used to be in the shopping mall that we owned. That's the Beacon. It's a big party place for private affairs. My church is just down there. Ooh, I'm going to go right by where my grandfather, great-grandfather, used to preach back in the day. He got discharged here in about 1856, right after the Civil War. He was a Yankee chaplain. He was the 3rd priest at the First Presbyterian Church. Look at that Capitol. It's all, during the session, those folks are hungry. The lobbyists have got to go out and get the, you know, the elected officials all tuned up. You're going to like dealing with me. All right, we're going to go down. We'll go down the block this way. Show you around a little bit. We'll figure out how to get that billboard in your name. Wouldn't that be a nice welcoming billboard? Oh, hey, look at that. Blue Cross Blue Shield right there. That's their office. I'll get the employee count for you. Those people walk around hungry all day. They got all that money from the healthcare system. Check it out. Hey, it's open lunch too here at 501. Kids with mom and dad's credit cards. out spending money. Walgreens. Another government office right there. Kansas Medical Society. There's the big credit union right there. That's the home office there. This is actually the first $1 million school. Hey, look, there's the Kansas Teachers Association. But that was the first $1 million school. It was a New Deal. Remember Franklin Delano Roosevelt? This was a New Deal project. Back from the New Deal. You know, just on the other side is the hospitals. Those signs rattling around are my signs for running for mayor. But look at all this residential around here. These people gonna get off their ass and walk around. Now there's my church right there. One of them. That's Grace Cathedral. That's the church for the diocese of the state of Kansas. Well, look at that right there. You know, Stormont Vale. They had so many employees, they bought that building right there. Healthcare. They got to have a place to eat. The Insurance Association right there. That's more First Pres. But look at that. All right, now let's go look inside. I think I'll park up front. I'll walk here. We'll drive around that. I want to get this thing rented up. So let's make an offer that makes sense. I sold that twice. I got out of here for 18 years. Winter Park, Florida, Boulder, Colorado, Chattanooga, Tennessee, back to Boulder, Greeley, Long Beach, Ventura, Reno, Kansas City, Tampa, home. All right, we're gonna have to do some, you know, once you're in here, we can do the policing of the parking. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to be the, you know, the redneck, don't park here. You know, it's like hitting a dog with a newspaper. Sometimes it's hard to housebreak them. But if there's a restaurant in here, it's a different thing. You know, the tenant. All right, I'm going to tune this down and we'll go live inside. I shouldn't complain that your broker bailed on us when some guy had a girlfriend from out of town. See Blue Cross back yonder? Old Marshall's a dear friend of mine. I can verify that his first wife was crazy. I'm live. See that green top building? That's a Department of Commerce. A lot of government down here. All right. I'll get the lockbox open. We'll take a look inside.